Alright guys, on this one I'm going to show you how to deal with narrow roads, or what you might call meeting situations. So these kind of roads here will be marked on your test as meeting situations, so I'm going to show you how to deal with that. So as you get into a road like this, you want to be really aware that there's not enough space for you to drive on your side. You want to be driving in the middle, and the whole time you're assessing spaces that you can use. So right now I can see a huge space on my left there, so I'm just going to check my mirror and go towards the left, because that's where we're meeting this car. And then once it's gone past, I'm going to check my right mirror and then steer back to the middle of the road. I don't want to get so close to that car and then turn out, because I'll end up hitting it. And you always want to be evaluating. So straight away I'm thinking about the next situation, which is this car coming down now, and again there's a huge space for me on the left, so I'm just going to check my mirror and go towards the left. Then once it's gone past, I'm already checking my mirrors, see, then check my mirror one more time, then I can turn nice and early. So these ones, when there's lots of space, I'll show you ones where there's not enough space, we have to stop. That's a bit different, but when there's lots of space like that, you can keep moving, especially if you've planned it correctly. So like now I can see this motorbike. You want to treat motorbikes the same as well. Don't just go there thinking that because they're small that you can just squeeze past. Even bikes as well. So here I can just stop here. So even if that car wasn't coming, I would have stopped for this bike here, because there's not much room for me to go in there with that bike being there. But now that this car has gone past, and as you can see there's other cars behind me, I can check my mirror and go around. There's a motorbike that's behind me as well. So you want to be aware of everyone that's around you before you move off, and before you stop as well. But I can see a car coming down now, and I'm already checking because there's not much room here, but there might be a space behind that white van. I think there is, so I'm just going to slow down and let him go past me when I go in there. I'm just going to check my mirror first, and then I'll go into this space. So notice I've gone into gear 1 this time, because I need to go much slower, because there's not as much room to keep moving fast and then go around each other. I need to go into gear 1 so I can go really slowly and then come out again. So here I can see this car's parking over there, and there's no point me going through there because there's another car behind them as well. So if I was to go through right now, I would end up, in a situation with these guys. So I'm just going to let him come through first, and then once he's gone, I'm just going to check my mirrors and move. There's another car already in front of me that was moving anyway, so I'll just follow them. So here there's a lot more cars now, so I'm just going to go into this side so that these cars can go around us, and then once they've gone past, we'll carry on moving, check my right mirror and go forward. Sometimes you'll be in a position where if you don't move forward and carry on, you're the one that's going to be causing the blockage. So check your mirror to see what's going on behind you as well, so that you might be the one that has to actually move forward a tiny bit, so the other cars can squeeze past, and then the whole thing can start again, and then here plenty of cars coming through here, so I'm just going to slow down and position myself just here. So you notice I'm not all the way to the left, I'm just a bit out of the way, so that these cars can go past me and have enough space. But you don't want to go so far left that people around you think you're parking, because if you do that, guess what people will do? Yeah, that's right, they'll try to overtake you, and especially when you're coming out, it's not going to be nice. Yeah, so you see here I was going really slowly, and then that way I can respond quickly and have my clutch ready as well, so then I can stop in this space here without going any further. Because if I was to go like here, for instance, that car would have to, would have no space, and I'd have to reverse back, and then that's more work and more headache. And this car's coming down the road now, and there's a big space on the right for him to go into. So instead of me going in there, I can go forward now and then wait here, so you can go around. The mistake people make is they go too far forward over there and give those cars like very little space, but I've got so much room there's no point me going over there and then blocking the way. So I just waited kind of like back there, and then he could go around me nice and smoothly. Not much space, but that car should stop up there now. If they don't stop up there, they're gonna have to reverse, because there's no way for me, there's no other space for me, because any space that was there is way too small. So they would have seen that, then that's why they would have to reverse. So what you don't want to do in that situation is try to squeeze to the left, because there's no space. If there's no space, you have to keep moving slow, so they know that you're not trying to stop, or you're not trying to move out of the way. This looks empty now, but a car could come down, so I'm already making a plan as to what I'm going to do if a car does come down. So that van has just turned, but it's really far away, and there's a space much further down that he can wait in as well over there. So I'm hoping that he does that. If he doesn't, I'm just going to wait here, because there's another space. Let's see what he does. Okay, so he's slowing down, he's pulling to the side as well. So you see, when people pull into the side a bit, it shows the other driver that they're letting them through. So that's why you don't want to pull to the side if you don't intend to stop for the person, because they'll look at that and think that you're letting them come through. You know, sometimes I give a little thanks. You don't have to do that, by the way. If you're comfortable to do it, then yes, do it. But if you don't feel comfortable controlling the car and saying thanks, then definitely don't do it. You want to be in control more than anything. You don't want to like hit the other car just for saying thanks. I'm gonna go really slowly around this corner, because you see, sometimes you won't see something until the last second, like there. Because especially on a sharp bend like this, you want to go really slowly. If I was going faster than that, there's a strong chance that I could have hit that car. Once this person's gone past, I'm just gonna check my mirror and I'll keep moving slowly, and then now I can see it's clear, then I can carry on. So here, any car that comes through, I'm looking at that reflection, I can see the lights coming through, but they're gonna have to stop over there because there's no space over here for me to do that. So he was coming through quite quickly, which is not very safe, but because I saw his lights, that's why I started slowing down. Then I'm guessing he saw my lights as well, and which is why he stopped sharply. So what other drivers will do will obviously affect what you do as well, but sometimes they'll do something that you don't expect. Then you just have to adjust what you have to do there. So like this white van, for instance, he's deciding to pull over on the left, which is the right thing to do because there's not much room for me. He's got plenty of space. Plus there's a car behind me as well. When there's a car behind you, that changes a lot of things. It changes how much where you can stop. So if I was to stop in a place where there's only one car, but then there's cars behind me, it wouldn't make sense, because then that car that was trying to come through won't be able to fit through anyway. So I'm going to turn left here, so I'm just going to get into gear 1. Checking that side, it's looking good. Coming out slowly, but there's a car coming there, so I'm just going to wait here for them, because there's no point me going in their way. Once they've gone past, I'm going to check that side again and then go over there. I think there's a car over there, 2 cars having a little argument, which they're not moving, which is what you're trying to avoid in these situations. I can hear them beeping each other now, so sometimes people won't reverse, or they wouldn't have done what they were supposed to do, and then the other person thinks, I'm not reversing, and then they have like a standoff, sometimes for hours. It's just nuts, but it happens. So yeah, you want to avoid those situations if you follow these the more you practice this, the easier it gets. And just kind of think about what the other person can see, as there's space for you, and don't be in a rush as well, because then you're going to get into a situation where you encounter like a stubborn driver and you might be there for hours. So if you get into a situation where you have to reverse, just stay calm, look around you first, and don't rush to reverse back. Just stay calm and then look for a space. Only do this if there's a big space though, and then you can actually just reverse back like that. Do it nice and slowly. Move out of the way a little bit. So you're not parking the car, just moving a bit so that everyone can go around you. And then that way, everyone can go around. You wait for your turn to go. Check your mirrors before you move off. And then grab on again.